Hi, Simone. Hey, Lionel here. Hey, thanks a lot for taking a few moments to be able to talk about our working relationship. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Everything's good.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. Well, hey, in the event that there's some people outside of the Latin dance community, like myself at one point, that may not know who you are and what you do, could you just introduce yourself, please, and tell us the company you're from and what does your company do? What is Lure all about?
Oh yeah. We sell fitness dance wear. The name is Lure Fitness. We began as fitness company. Now we sell for dancers, yoga practitioners, and and going to more towards casual wear as well, resort wear. So it's a clothing company, fashion in clothes.
Yeah. And you've been in business for 11 years now, is that correct? Or approximately 11
Yes.
years? Yeah. Okay.
11 years.
All right. And as I had commented, this world was very new to myself, and Alex on our team actually is a passionate bachata dancer and had known of your company for the last couple of years and had met with you actually in person at a couple events. And I think you guys struck up
Hmm.
a friendship and relationship.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another, and we're looking for some help on the sales and marketing side and to be able to help breathe some life into your business and help you out. So I thought that might be a great place to be able to start here is
Hmm.
just really but before you and Alex had started talking about your business and what opportunities may exist. What was life like for you at that time? Like what sort of challenges and good things were you experiencing in your business?
So before I met with Alex, I was selling and traveling a lot to show my products everywhere in US. Just pack a few bags and bring it to festivals, especially dance festivals. We did a few fitness festivals, and we show product. We wanna the people to see how it feels and how it looks in their bodies, and then also creating relationship like getting feedback from real women,
Mm-hmm.
and we were very happy to do that. But I came to a point that I was super tired already, and I noticed like my business was not going anywhere. It's like every year it was every end of the year was a fear of not making for next year because the numbers are all the same, the situation was always the same, and we could not reach to the internet, to more people out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's always in this small, like a very small niche, very small company,
Yeah.
very small amount of people that knew about us,
Mm-hmm.
and the dream was. It was a dream actually what happened with Alex, and when she said, "Hey, you should give us a try," and I was like, "Oh no, another company that's just gonna
Yeah.
take my money."
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's what happened.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
because
to,
yeah, unfortunately, you
Mhm.
had some experiences in the past that didn't work out quite the way you wanted, right? When you were bringing in, outsiders, and then it sounds like you just ended up sort of giving up on that and just taking on all of the burden of running your business yourself, right?
Yeah, but there was
Yeah.
some companies that knew less than I knew. That I know. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if it knows less than I do, I know how to sell, I know how to create beautiful styles, but at the science on marketing, it is super hard for me. And of course, I needed a company that I could trust, and now like it is so fulfilling. I actually wake up in the morning super excited to see so many orders, and I have more time to create new styles, networking with models and photographers and get the best for the company. Now I have time for that, and it all came together with you guys company. Everything gave me more time to go after all the things I always want to do it. So
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, thanks a lot for
instinct.
sharing that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think one thing that was really apparent with you, a couple things I'll say. One is I was really impressed when we first spoke, just hearing your passion for your business and the quality of the product that you have. And you mentioned about being just a small company in a small niche, of Latin dance apparel, and you appeal to a broader market than that. But that's really a majority of your super fans, right? But I was really impressed with the the passion that your customers had for your product as well, and just the reviews that you got were outstanding, and everyone spoke about how personable and responsive you were, and how high quality it was, and how your product made them feel. So that was something that really grabbed my attention in our early discussions. It's just really seeing,
Yeah.
how special of a company and product that you have, because that's really the hard part, figuring out the sales and marketing, that's a little more straightforward, but being able to come up with an idea that people actually want, and you can produce it for many years, and have such a following. And all credit to you, like, the top pros, right, in salsa and bachata, wear lure. It's pretty impressive, even though you haven't had a big team, but to be able to see what you've accomplished over the 11 years. So yeah, we were really privileged to be able to be part of your story, and
Thank you.
glad that we've been able to help you along.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do
So
appear
yeah.
bigger than we are. We always
Mm,
did. There was always the clients always talked. It was this big company
mm,
running with a lot of employees, and I was like I was the man that did everything.
right. Yeah. Yeah. For
The
sure.
show, answering messages and in doing everything. So now working with you guys, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't need to think about everything all the
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
An example, I was just on vacation in Hawaii, and I didn't have to worry. Just
Mm,
it was so nice, and my son was here doing the packages, and like I was still communicating as much as I could with the
mm.
clients. So, but I'm looking forward to actually not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait
Well,
for that
yeah.
one.
For sure. Yeah, and you have a very important role to play, and where I was going with what I was saying before is that, you have a very special skill set, right? The passion for the business, and, the design eye, and the ability to build relationships. So every time you're dealing with packaging, or dealing with orders, or trying to run ads or something like that, that's taking you away from the places where you can have the biggest impact. So I know we joked when you were
Yeah,
heading off to Hawaii. I said, "Well, you enjoy your time off, but rest assured that our team will be working hard here, whether you're here or not." So it
yeah.
seemed like that was something that really was a load off for you, right? To be able to actually relax and breathe, and think about where you're going to be taking the business.
Yeah, I felt that way. I felt super comfortable. There was nothing that took me off from having fun. And you're talking about the passion. Yes, the idea about beginning this business. I'm a yoga teacher, and I was teaching yoga for so many years, and people would tell me, "Oh, wow, what are you wearing?" I can see the good quality, and we
Mm-hmm.
began the business that way by people seeing me wearing. And another part of it, coming from Brazil to USA, I wanted a woman to feel confident and beautiful, exactly how they are, without
Right.
changing. And
Mm-hmm.
this is my mission, just because if I see that if I give a woman that kind of empowerment, I feel empowered as well. It is being so true, as I'm growing to different stages in my life and see other women, all stages, a younger woman in their 20s,
Yeah.
30s, 40s. We have a woman in 30s, 20, 20s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Sometimes a 70-year-old shows up, and they all equally feel so confident and so beautiful. And that is like, of course, I like the money part of it,
Yeah.
but being able to make that difference where social media comment makes us feel awful all the time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, no, no, we're not gonna feel awful. We're gonna feel good. We're gonna feel strong. And that's the
Mhm.
mission. I think we accomplished that.
Yeah, I would fully agree.
Accomplishing,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and there's
yes.
lots more people to be able to share your mission and passion with. And I'd say for anyone that is watching this that is new to Lure, check them out and take a look at all of the reviews. I'm assuming most people buy things based on how they look and how they feel or want to feel, but your
Mhm.
customers really talk about that quite regularly in the reviews, right? And the comments that we get, just really how good they feel, regardless of which life stage they're in and when they're dancing and everything. So it's definitely nice to see how your goals there have aligned with what your customers are looking for sure.
Yes, yes, that's true. Also we there is a little. Sometimes people ask me why is that you charge the price you charge, and then
Mm.
we there is a reason. We do have a company with real people in Brazil. They're there
Yeah.
behind the scenes making everything happen. And a few of our team, the teammates in Brazil, they're women, and they're also some of them a single woman with a kid or two. They want,
Hmm.
and we do ask them to write their dreams for that year.
Mm.
And one of the ladies was like, I want to that my mom's house I have a light electricity. So she was able to pull electricity to her mom's house. And the
Mm.
other one, I wanted my daughter to go to college. And there was the first generation in her family of her daughter going to college.
Oh wow.
So having those women having a dream and accomplish the dream, so they are paid with dignity, is
Yeah.
different than the other coming from other places in the world, right? So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are getting dream, in accomplish their dream. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, buy something nice to eat once a week,
Yeah.
for whole family.
Hmm.
And I don't think we think this much in North America because we are so blessed. But other places in this whole world, like they're so much less, and they're much happier, so happy with what they
Hmm.
can make it happen with their
Yeah.
work, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes me super happy.
Well,
And
yeah, it
hopefully
should.
we
Yeah,
can
no, you've done a
continue
good thing
help
there.
more and more women and kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing that we actually talk about amongst our team. You actually were was very thoughtful. You sent us a quick video when you were relaxing on the beach in Hawaii, and that was unexpected. But I did share that with our team. Just sometimes we get caught up in the day to day of delivering for our clients. We can lose sight of the actual value that we're creating for someone, right? And how we can transform their business and how we can transform their lives. And really, what you're describing for your staff is the exact same thing, right? You're really creating a lot of opportunity for the the people that work for you and for their family. And that also
Yeah.
makes me think of a big business challenge that you had as well, right? A couple things. One was apparel, especially women's with women's clothing, women's fashion. That is a incredibly competitive environment, right? And industry. So it's hyper competitive. Yeah, and you're competing with low cost producers all around the world. So yeah, you have a product that's several times more than cheaply made products that aren't going to last, and more fast fashion.
Mm.
That creates a business challenge, right? So I know we've done some work together around that to be able to try and explain the story of actually what goes into it with your team and why it's so different. And you mentioned before recording, even the sweater that you have, your Lure sweater, that I
Yeah.
think it's around 10 years old, you said, right? And still like in great condition, so in fast fashion, that's just not something you can see. But that does present a marketing challenge of how do you overcome that with customers, right? And how do you have them see the value in buying something once and having it for a long time rather than continuing to buy something that's cheap that's going to wear out. So
Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
group of girls in Europe. They wear a little bit and they exchange with their friends. So they
Mm,
buy a few and then they exchange with their friends, because the shoe looks so good. And I was
mm.
like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
know that actually. I've
something
never heard the story. That's neat.
I didn't know it
Yeah.
too. Just lately, the one
Oh,
of the dance instructors said, "Oh yeah, we exchanged with a few of the girls. We didn't
huh.
want to tell you." I was like, "Oh my gosh, you should tell me. This is like
Yeah.
amazing,
Yeah, you make me
amazing
think
that you do that."
we should promote that more. That's a pretty neat idea.
I think
Yeah.
so too. I think so too.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, wear two or three times, call your best friend, and exchange for a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's a really neat idea. Yeah, I'm glad you shared that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Simone, looking back at our time, we're really just wrapping up our fourth month right now. So we had an initial 90-day, sprint where we looked at your business, fixed some things, got some processes in place, built out a referral program, launched new ads, and all this. In looking back though at our time together, what are some of the things that and I haven't asked you this already, but what are some of the things that stood out for you the most? Either you were so glad to have this process in place, or something that surprised you, or maybe something that we did that you didn't expect. Anything jump out at you for over the last 3 or 4 months that our team would have done?
I was waiting for the first month to be like a new ad kind of a month, like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, amazing. And I was like, okay, maybe second, third month is gonna be me trying to have a conversation with them, them not being available. And I was like amazed with the communication and keeping up with the weekly meetings and how my frustration about not being able to do things by myself or simple tasks and you guys really like okay here basically holding my hands and guiding me to okay click right here. I was
Yeah.
like oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Even like my son always he plays a game and like mom I don't know if they're gonna be able to work deal with you. I was like okay
Yeah.
let's see
Yeah.
that you guys did and you know it's like speaking another language sometimes
Hmm.
super hard to learn. In the beginning you guys never got frustrated with me, super friendly. That was like above and beyond. I was amazed to see that. It was like I feel like family very fast
Yeah.
and I feel that you guys feel lure is yours too.
Hmm.
So I can have this team of people that want the best for the company.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
yeah.
was above everything. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you said the last part, because that is something that is a challenge for us, but something that we really feel is important, that we truly want to act like our client's business is our business. So if we're suggesting that you invest in something, if it was our own business, we would make that same investment, right? And we want to spend
Mm-hmm.
your money like it's like it's ours, right? And you found, like, what it's like running a business, and I know you put in quite a bit of hours. And especially I remember when we first started working, for whatever reason my phone was open late at night, and you were just a machine in Instagram answering questions. So I told my team, I was like, Simone works hard, we need, she's counting on us to really deliver here, and we need to do everything we can to be able to make a difference. And we have lots of work to do, but I'm glad that at least we're well on that path for sure. So
Yes, it feels very clean now. The house feels super clean now. You know what I mean?
yeah. Mhm.
Sometimes I was feeling so overwhelmed and I could not accomplish things in my personal life
Mhm.
and everything was uh, hard to
Mhm.
finish everything.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
feel very good about it. I feel very, and I have people asking me, "What's going on with Lure? What's going on with Lure? What is wow?" Some friends seeing the ads or Google or it's like, "Wow, Simone, is that Lure? Wow, everybody's being super impressed. Some
Oh,
of
that's
the
wonderful.
of a few good friends that we have.
Yeah.
Another thing is the how many people feel attracted and from being a little bit, not so much like working so hard explaining to people, so you check it out, check us out, you know, and now we don't need to do that anymore. I can't believe I'm not doing this anymore.
Mm.
Like the business is speaking itself.
Yeah.
It was because of you guys
Yeah.
help. There's like of me, you know, I even feel like my chest is more open now. I'm like, wow,
Mm.
I'm a lure owner. I'm so
Yeah.
proud. Yeah,
Well,
I
that
feel
no,
very
that's good
proud
for
now.
you. Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
good for you. I give you a lot of credit because yeah, it is a challenge, right? And as you know, running a business can sometimes or often be lonely, right? You don't necessarily have other people to talk to unless they're other business owners, and especially when you've been burned a couple times in the past when people haven't followed through on their promises, it can be tough, right? And yeah, I hope you're starting to be able to see that I just think like everything that our team is doing, and we're very involved and we're working on your business every single day. This is all effort that if we weren't here wouldn't be getting done, and it would be put back on your shoulders, right? So it's nice
exactly.
knowing
Yeah,
that we're
I
we're able to
truly
do
feel
that for
this way.
you.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem at all.
I went for
Yeah.
a little bit of that conversation. So I was invited to go for dinner with a friend, a colleague from
Mhm.
one those festivals, and he sells massagers.
Yeah.
But he brought me for dinner, and he said, "Okay, okay, I just want to ask you this: what is the secret? What do you do?" And that was like maybe like 4 years ago. And I
Mm.
said, "Which secret?" He said, "What do you use? What kind of, who helps you? Who is doing all the things you do? Who is behind all this?" And I said, "It's me." He's like,
Oh.
"Seriously? Are you? No, you're just kidding. When you don't want to share what you're doing." I said, "No, it's
Mm.
me." And he said, "But what's the secret?" And I said, "The secret is love. I do it
Mm.
because I love it. I love it. Everything about it." He's like,
Mhm.
"Wow, never seen this." So that was always cute. I always see him. He's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
okay, love, love, I got it."
Yeah.
But I
Well,
told
good.
him
Well,
about you guys now. Yeah, I said, "No,
okay. Well, that's
let's
great.
make a little more,
Yeah. Hmm.
more
Well,
of
I
this."
hope I hope the way things are going that is you loved it 4 years ago, but I hope that you will be able to love your business even more. And one of the things that really has been most rewarding for me working with you, Simone, and I've shared this with our team, is just going back to some of our initial discussions before we agreed to work with each other to
Hmm.
to now, and just hearing how hopeful you are about the future, and just even the ideas that you have for new products coming out and new ways to be able to get Lure in front of more people. And I know a big business challenge too is you want to be less reliant on going to in-person events. It's okay to
Yes.
be at those events and have your team working there and getting sales, but again, you don't want that on your shoulders to have to take everything there and be front and center and selling it all, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, it is definitely very encouraging to hear the hope that you have for the future. And I'm excited to help you continue to build so you can be less reliant on all of those other things and really focus on being the business leader, right? Rather than
Yeah.
what is the saying, the cook, chef, and bottle washer, or something like that. There's a saying
The
something
all
like
man
that about
show.
doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'm looking forward for that. I actually
Hmm.
dream about it.
Hmm. Yeah.
I feel that's very close. It's not that far anymore.
Hmm.
It's I feel that closer and closer. So that's exciting.
Right.
So like every day is
Right.
something. There's an excitement. You know, there's never like oh, you know, fear, because I was living fear a lot, and now
Hmm.
I don't feel this way anymore. So
For
that's
sure.
a big thing.
Well, that's wonderful. So Simone, in your situation, of doing a lot of the work yourself. And I started this business, and I was a one-person show and got some people in to help fairly quickly. But for other people out there that may be running a small business as well, and everything is on their shoulders, or maybe they just have a couple people helping out, and they are considering, and it doesn't even have to be working with us, but they're considering investing in sales and marketing activities and having a system in place, and bringing people in to help. What advice would you have for those people, given your experience over the last 4 months with us?
Okay, so I in my opinion, is that give it a try, because with you guys, like basically you paid yourself, right? You brought even more that the initial investment, and the times of loneliness, that all these things that we have. And a lot of us, like small business owners, like, no, I'm not ready yet, maybe I should wait, what about if they take my money and run away?
Yeah.
And like I would say, yes, trust the company. For me was like a big difference, and I would not be here doing the interview if it was not.
Right.
Just the trusting and this sweetness, and like everybody's so sweet, like so genuine, and that's so important. Give it a try, because seriously, to this day, I don't feel that I even pay anything to you guys. You guys just paid yourself. You just let my trust my trust let you guys do your work, do your thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think that was my last try with this business, seriously.
Yeah.
And super happy, super happy. So I just say, go ahead and try it, and try this company, and try Lionel. You are a very nice person. I really enjoy talking to you every time, and like sometimes even like give you you're just being my mentor, a lot of times,
Yeah.
which is super cool. Yeah.
Well,
Thank
great.
you.
Well, I definitely appreciate all the kind words, and what you're saying, and most importantly, that the trust you put in all of us. And I've done a number of these types of interviews with clients, and one of the things that I've heard you mention a number of times is really on that trust factor, and has really made me think, when you're hiring someone like us, again, whether it's us or another contractor to be able to help you out, it's one thing to be able to deliver on the results and deliver on what they say they're going to. And we were really happy, because most of the first month, or first 3 months, is normally building, but we were able to deliver more in sales than you invested in us, right? As you mentioned, so that was a really big win. But outside of the actual results, the other element is that trust and communication part, and I'm glad we've made a big impact there. But I for sure have seen cases with small business owners where they haven't really had the best experience with other companies. So my recommendation would be for these business owners, when they're ready to make that investment, talk to some different people in different companies, and ask intelligent questions, right, about the results that they've created, and make sure that you choose the right partner. Because as you've seen, right, it's a very, I don't know if intimate is the right word or not, but it's a very involved or intimate relationship, right?
Yes.
Lots of discussions. And think about all the conversations we've had over the last 4 months. Like it was a pretty intensive time, right? So you definitely want to make sure you choose the right partner for that. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Did you have something to add? Yeah.
Oh yes, like for example, I did have a company that they work with me, and they kept running ads on the wrong way. So I spent a lot of money in the ad that it didn't even exist anymore. So, and every time I ask you guys a question, you can go back, or even every meeting, you just here is where we spend the money. This is where the sales are coming from. So there is a proof where all this is going, and that says something about the company, which is Super
Sure.
cool.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's great. Well, do you have anything else that you would like to share to fellow business owners out there, Simone, that may be watching this? And it
Oh
doesn't have to be. I
yeah.
don't mean just about. I don't mean just about us. Even just any other business advice. If there's something that you could share, because as much as there were things that could have been better in sales and marketing, and we're working on that together, you have done a lot of great things, and should be very proud of what you've built over the last 11 years, right? And it's
Thank
a
you.
good sign of it's a sign of a good leader, right? When you can find things that you still want to get better at, even though you're obviously doing very good things. So, but just in terms of general business advice, anything that you'd like to share to other business owners that may be watching this?
Yeah, so if you do have a product or you do have a business that you can help other people, don't stop, right? Because that is
Mm.
where our small business owners, we are passionate and we know we can help. Maybe we can help a family. Maybe we can do because we are single parents, or especially like my case, like become a single mom, and it's like, okay, I want to do this for my family, and I trust and I know this is like my dream. Don't let that dream fade away. Just keep going, for your dream and go, because of course bigger companies, they don't really care about us small companies staying up,
Mm.
but small companies with us make such a difference, make people feel so important. Like our clients, they feel important every time we talk to one of us from the team. So if you do have a company that is from your dream, keep going and trust trust a good company like Lionel's company, like Farmers Marketing, because that makes a big difference. You get a strong team with you, so just keep going, don't stop. Not yet, at least
All
give it a
right.
try. Yeah.
That's great advice. Yeah, Simone, thanks a lot for sharing. And I really appreciate taking time to, well, first of all, to put your trust in our team initially. And it's really been a pleasure over these last 4 months. And we're looking forward to continuing to perform at a high level for you. And yeah, only wish you the best. You have lots of lives in the dance community to be able to impact. So I wish you continued success on your journey. And we're proud to be part of the story as you build your business.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time as well.